Yeah, man. You know, life, life lately has been good. It's been good. It's it's been a fight, but it's been good, and I feel like I became stronger along this journey and along this fight, and it's more of a spiritual fight than anything, and and it's a spiritual battle, spiritual warfare. It's an everyday process to, you know, maintain peace and protect it and be serious about it and love myself and don't not really search for anything that has to do with love outside of myself. And that has been the biggest adjustment to my life, but also has, you know, is the reason why a lot of harsh lessons has happened in my life, just searching for love outside of myself. I think we all understand that and have been in that situation, and I think that that has been the harshest lesson. Understanding the what I possess just as a young man, within the energy, within my presence, and who I am, who I was called to be, my assignment in this world, my assignment in this life. Um, and yeah, it's like it's a spiritual battle. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a spiritual battle. I feel myself evolving. I see evolution happening. I'm intentful about evolution. Um, and it's like, yeah, it's like it's definitely a battle, and people that you think love you, um, it's not always the case. You know where I'm coming from, and I hope it can be the case one day. You know, I do feel like true, genuine love is worth searching for. It's worth waiting for. It's worth finding. I don't think that true, genuine love has anything to do with the price tag. Has anything to do with control. You know, anger. You know, discomfort. Lack of peace. Um, and I do feel like the possibility of that happening in my lifetime is likely, but at the same time, it's just not the number one priority anymore. I have to find that love within myself and stay in that space because and then another thing on top of that is like I never had a family, so never had a family, so never don't know what having a family feels like. Don't know what having someone on my side feels like, and staying there and not choosing a side and not yeah, not clicking up. Never experienced that before. Never had a family, and maybe one day I can. Maybe one day it'll happen, but. And on top of that, 122 days of my life has been spent in solitary confinement. So add those sprinkles on top of that ice cream, and it's that's what you get. On top of already being an introvert, and on top of already being selective on who I have around my space, and life continuously teaches me things, and life is just continuously, even when I don't want it to, even if I don't want that to be the case, you're still going to learn something, because that's the purpose of this assignment, right? Is to learn. And I think that my greatest lesson in this lifetime has to be a woman. point blank period. I don't think there's a greater lesson in this lifetime than a woman. Um, Everything that a woman can make me feel, can make a man feel, has definitely been a very eye-opening experience for me. Um, Having no anger in my heart towards women, but definitely understanding that, like, yo, some things in this lifetime is just gonna be the way they are because it was like this long before me. Sex was here long before me. Lust was here long before me. Fucking was here long before me. Alcohol, drugs, all these things were here long before me. So to make a life out of it, exist in it, and be a part of that, and think that true inner peace is going to come from it, and that there's not going to be any betrayal, pain, heartbreak, anger. That's not going to be the case, right? And it's like feeling everything that it feels like to have that connection with a woman and to love someone more than you love yourself, to experience finding someone in this world and feeling like, yo, I love you more than I love myself. That is something I'm always going to be grateful for. But the things that along the way that a woman will teach you, it's mind-boggling. And I don't know what it is about me, you know. I don't know what it is that can rub people the wrong way, even when I'm not trying to. But energy can literally be scary sometimes, especially like when someone's eyes is telling a story, but they're not saying what it is that you feel, but you feel it, you know. And when love turns into fear, is the most uncomfortable feeling that I think I've ever seen in my lifetime, and which is why, you know, very, very particular about who I have close to me, and because when love turns to fear, you know, at all chapters of my life, you know, murder can happen next, you know, like death can happen next, you know, like I've seen it firsthand, you know, coming from, so finding that love, you know, in the right places, and not just through sex, through a connection with even another human being, has been a very great challenge for me, to find that love and to protect that love and exist in that space. So many people in this life that want to see you weak. So many people in this life that like that want to see you down, hurting. You know what I'm saying? But it's just more comfortable that way for them because they wouldn't care because they're not you. You know, so it's like it's mind-boggling the experiences that I had, and I have days where I'm a very spiritual person, but I have days where I lean towards like, yo, is somebody messing with me? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it that as soon as I acquire this type of peace, that this happens, and then when this happens? You know, it's just like, who is out there observing this? Like, that's trying to get in the way of that, you know, coming from who wants to really be close to me to get in the way of things I don't even know they're trying to get in the way of, you know. And it's like the more I grow, the more lonely I become, you know, coming from the more I just go through this assignment that I'm on, you know, is the more I understand, you know. C-section, baby, came out by myself, and it's gonna end that way. Love can hurt. Love can feel good. But ultimately, being in love is just really just something that we create in our head as individuals. Um, it's never like really a real thing, you know. And I'm in a space in my life where, you know, serious about peace, want to grow, want to continue to learn more about this life that I have no idea about yet, continue to evolve, continue to get more knowledge and stuff. And it's just, you know, it's a it's an interesting thing, you know. It's an interesting life that we live, you know. But ultimately, that's the space that I'm in. Evolving, growing, learning, protecting myself, protecting my peace, understanding that, hey, people don't love you the way you think they do, that you thought that they do. That's okay. Gaining more comfort in the position I'm in my life, the position that I'm in when it comes to other people, you know, observing me and being a part of my life in a broad scheme, you know, being comfortable within the character that I am in those people's lives, and not really taking anything as disrespect anymore, not really even trying to be cautious of disrespect, you know. That was a mistake I made in my younger adulthood, trying to be cautious of disrespect, and like, because it's gonna happen, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna try you, people are going to disrespect you, people are going to think that you're weak, people are going to think that you're a bitch. None of that can get me off my square anymore, yo. None of that can stop me from being who I am anymore, yo. Somebody thinking I'm a bitch, somebody thinking I'm weak, somebody thinking he's not on shit. He doesn't have anything going on, you know where I'm coming from. It's like, none of that can tear me down, none of that can break me anymore, you know. So it's like, I don't know. It's just like trying my best to stay focused, trying my best to stay centered, grounded, have self-control, you know, not have anxiety, you know, not really look at the day as a heavy burden, but instead a privilege, a gift, you know what I'm saying, but by my creator. Every time that sun rises and the sky is blue again, light blue, and it's light outside, you know. Protecting each day and treating it like a gift, treating it like treasure, you know. Growing out of like defeating the spirit of sex and not really prioritizing that and making that, you know, the number one thing, you know what I'm saying, that's important and stuff, because it's like the spirit of sex can defeat an individual, it can defeat anybody, you know what I'm saying, at a young age, at an old age, at a middle age. It just doesn't matter, you know where I'm coming from. And it takes a lot of like willpower, it takes a lot of restraint, it takes a lot of focus to be like, yo, I'm eliminating the spirit of sex. So not to say that I won't have it, right? But to just say that this spirit that will not control me, it will not be the reason that I get angry, upset, or even happy. Like, yo, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be the reason I don't have a connection with someone. It's not gonna be the reason, it's not gonna be the sole thing that I'm looking for in a connection with a woman, you know? So it's like growing in that aspect, you know what I'm saying? Understanding that like this flesh is gonna stay here, that I'm gonna go on into the next experience and loving this temporary person that I get to be the best way I know how, you know, and that's really like what my days are about, you know. I'm coming from I want to see me, you know, I want to see me every time I look at myself. I don't ever want to see anyone else. I don't ever want to see my father, you know. I don't even want to see like nobody else, you know, coming from. I want to see me and love this person that I temporarily am, you know, the best way I know how, until I transcend on into that next phase, you know, with the highers, you know, the highers and the higher powers, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit, and speak what's on my mind, speak what's on my heart. Life has been rough, but it's been worth it. There's been good days, there's been bad days, but ultimately I'm becoming stronger every day, and that's the most important thing. And